Today is a very auspicious day. I would like to say Eid Mubarak to everyone. And I think after Eid, this is the first get-together of the entire tourism industry. So, inshallah, I think the coming year will be more successful and very successful. I think today is a historical event and it's a very auspicious event. Just the first event after Eid, you have to focus on domestic tourism, but at the same time, we must focus on international tourism also, because domestic tourism is putting money from one pocket to another pocket, whereas international tourism, you get foreign exchange, valuable foreign exchange for your state and your country.
Post G-20, although has brought us back on the global tourism map as one of the best destinations, it has thrown challenges as well for the upgradation of the overall hospitality, transportation, and other services, so that the expectation of the visitors can be fulfilled with enriched experience. Tourism destination is historically proved fact, and its potential of becoming a global attraction is now being explored. Its pristine landscape, mountains, lakes, flora and fauna, peaks and valleys, handicrafts, rivers and rivers, and the unique horticulture and agricultural products, and lost, but not the least, its people. With warm hospitality traits are set to tempt the global visitors who have everything available here for their indulgence in leisure and adventure. We need to be conscious about each detail and taste of the global trends and global guests to make J&K as their first priority for their immediate visits. These are some of the thoughts which came to my mind, and we have very important think tanks of the country, like Mrs. Washington here, to talk and share their wisdom on this subject. Thank you, Mr. Goyal and his entire team.
Where there will be peace, there will be tourism. Where there will be war or terrorism, there will be no tourism. So we all have a vested interest in having peace, because this is the most beautiful place on the planet. And when you sit on the Dal Lake or the Nagin Lake or Walar Lake, which needs to be developed, you see a lot of peace and tranquility. और अगर आप आंखें बंद करेंगे तो रूहानियत सफ़र जो है खुदा की तरफ, वो आपके अंदर से ही पैदा हो जाता है. And this meeting is going to be a historical meeting, because each and every one of you who represents the houseboat owners, who represent the adventure tour operators, the travel agents association, the tour operators association, so you are the future of this beautiful state. You see, apart from Srinagar, Gulmarg, Pahalgam, we have to create new destinations. Kashmir is not just Srinagar, Pahalgam, Gulmarg. This is the base. But we have to look beyond. Like Thailand has 1.5 million Indian tourists going every year. First, they developed Bangkok. When Bangkok became saturated, they developed Pattaya. They come up with something new. So all of you sitting in this room have to put on your thinking shoes, and you have to come up with ideas how we can spread the people so that tourism eradicates poverty. In my book on poverty eradication through tourism, on which I got a doctorate, we have to go to the remotest areas of bringing peace, prosperity and progress through tourism is going to start from Jammu and Kashmir and from Srinagar. Thank you. God bless.
So why do we do tourism? And we all know that, because I think that's what we are here for. It drives the local economy. How domestic should really help build the local economy is why we are all together today and listening, and you are listening and giving your time to me to understand what I'm talking about. Because tourism certainly reduces unemployment, it increases our income, and that's why we are here to see that it gets better and better. I keep saying that, and say that from this platform also, We are not here for favors from the government. We are here to say that the ease of business comes in so that we can bring our industry to ourselves. It's not only domestic tourism that, like Subhaji said, actually fills our pockets. It's international tourism because the amount of money that is generated by a domestic traveler is 1/4 of what an international traveler, maybe lesser than 1/4 of what an international traveler brings in. So we need to drive that. We need to be seen across it. So we need to see that the culture that the tourists and the local people learn about each other's culture, because that is what is driving tourism today. We need to see what the social benefits are, how the local community can be, proud and more aware of its culture, because we cannot lose our culture while we grow up. Our culture needs to be embedded into us and our generations to come, because that is what India is all about, and that is what we need to carry forward. We cannot spoil what God has given us to be the best city and the state in this country. We just cannot forget it. So we need to conserve the environment for sure, because that is very much needed. We need to protect our environment, and that's the way we need to go forward. And we need to develop more of ecotourism projects to say how the city and the state always thrives, because that is the requirement. We just cannot let it go. Could it be over tourism? Could it be green? We need to build a green tourism, and that's all that we need to go into so that this is sustainable. We build a better economy, we generate revenue, we contribute to GDP, we create employment, we have to be vocal for local, which is very important, we preserve our heritage sites, and of course, this all drives a very better infrastructure. We need clarity and certainty in our business transaction. And if you just understand the word clarity and certainty is something which will build this industry a lot. We need to ensure that there's a positive business environment within the state to say how we can go forward. Of course, our credibility should never be questioned, because that's what drives inbound tourism. So one thing I say for this state, and I say that to most of the states which are still struggling with inbound tourism, though of course I know the domestic tourism has boomed. No one has seen a better year than 2021, where it was a boom year. We had, I think, 129 flights also touched down in one day here at one time, because there was so much of a demand, and it was maximum footfalls that we got at that time. But this needs to be a continuous process. We see the graph going down, and that is what we need to build it up. So we really need to, actually as a government, and that's what we should tell the government to do it on our behalf, is that we need to do a SWOT analysis.
क्योंकि हमारे अजीज हमारे फारूक साहब ये हमेशा हमें साथ उठाते थे, काम करते थे। हमें बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आज ये हमारे साथ, क्योंकि एक ही टीम है, एक ही घर है, ये सारे जितने भी यहाँ हैं। फारूक साहब के बड़े वेलविशर हैं और फारूक साहब हम सबों का वेलविशर है। मैं डरता नहीं हूँ, यहाँ वो नहीं चलता है, यहाँ वो इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं होता है। हम भी चाहते हैं आज के दिन में अगर वो इम्प्लीमेंट हो जाए, ये हमें अली साहब को भी समझेगा कि इसकी जरूरत है। उन्होंने देख नीति से दिया है, इनके शुरू तो यहीं से होना चाहिए। आप कहते हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट इन्वेस्टमेंट इन्वेस्टमेंट, तो पहले तो शुरू कराना अपने लोगों कश्मीर से। इसमें क्या हर्ज है? हमें आपको तो इन्वेस्टमेंट ही करनी है ना, वो बेचारे भी करेंगे। मगर यदि वो नहीं है, मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, आप बड़े बड़े महफिलों में बैठते हैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर के साथ, तो वहाँ इस बात को रखने की जरूरत है। First of all, we should start it from the J. इसमें यही नहीं है, मुश्किल क्या है? Everybody is an investor from Jammu Kashmir. जो भी आज के दिन तक यहाँ बना है, वो जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों ने ही बनाया है। खासकर मैं वादी की बात करूँगा, कश्मीरियों ने बनाया है। यहाँ जम्मू वाले के हम गए हैं, जम्मू में हम कटरा में भी गए हैं, हम दिल्ली भी गए हैं, मगर यहाँ कोई नहीं आता है उनमें से। खैर वक्त वो तो वक्त ही बताएगा कब आएगा। फिलहाल तो शुरू करें जो यहाँ है।
MICE tourism has taken a lead in growing because of rising economy, mainly the importance of the regions like G-20. The estimated global size of the MICE, which is going to be touching around 1,200 million. The estimated market size of the MICE in India is 38,000 crores, in which nearly 60%, 65% are the B2B events. That has an importance. 65% of the MICE is out of the total tourism revenue. If you look at the world tourism figures, where 52% of the world travel today, they travel under the MICE segment.
There are other destinations, for example, Duisburg है, Dotpatri है, थोड़ा सा उसको ease out करने के लिए they need to, even if they go for PPP mode, उसमें भी जैसे पत्नी टॉप में है, they should create, give it to the private sector, public sector में दे दीजिए, let them
Public-private partnership.
हाँ, public-private partnership. Importantly, और एक चीज, domestic traffic is flowing, no doubt. Side by side, sustainable tourism की भी बात आपने की, which is also appreciable. But inbound tourism के लिए मेरी एक खास तौर से request है, because since I am heading J&K chapter of IATO, मेरी एक request ये रहेगी, please and please take into confidence majority of the ambassadors of the जो दिल्ली में बैठे हैं, उनके साथ एक get together कीजिए. Let the faith or TAI or ICC or IATO jointly कर लीजिए, because cause तो एक ही है.
We have 2,000 plus direct members, and those members includes the billionaires of India to normal companies. We have Adani's as our members, we have Reliance as our members, Aditya Birla as our member, at the same time normal companies are also our members. The chamber has got around 65 chairs domestically who handles various portfolio, and we have 150 plus employees spread across these 11 offices. We have national committees, we have international committees, so it's a very large ocean. And we organize around 250 programs in 365 days a year. I was noting down various observations which Dr. Goyal was mentioning, all of you are mentioning. Yes, there are advisories which various countries have put. One thing is that we keep on organizing various international forums in Delhi. One, we can organize an ambassador's night in Delhi. All of you can fly down and have a one-to-one meetings before that ambassador's night during the day. If it is a round table, then it's a problem-solving exercise. You people share their words, and they are the ones who can influence the foreign ministry of their own country, so that at least the advisories are eased out, and that creates their दुनिया में घूमने का आदमी का कोई कमी नहीं है, तब वो आ जाएंगे, and that helps the foreign exchange of our country. So either in Delhi, Dr. Goyal, we can have an ambassador's night strictly for travel and tourism segment under the national committee, and the leaders from the sectoral associations of Jammu and Kashmir can fly down. So the program can start from 6, but before that there can be one-to-one meetings.